Welcome back to you, Pumpkin Pie. You come to my channel because you want to learn. Learn off experienced people around us. Why do they fail to understand crypto? How come I can see things and they can't? I've got an example here of Uncle Peter Schiff. Why does Uncle Peter Schiff keep denying crypto? And no one knows the answer but me. That's right. He doesn't understand Metcalfe's law. No one says this. All they say is he's old or he's boomer or any of these other things. You can't just say that. I know old people. We have grandmas and grandpas here watching this channel. They understand more than him. And Peter Schiff is worth between $300 and $700 million. So how come they can understand it and he can't? It's because your mind is open and you're a baby doll pumpkin pie and you may also be a blueberry pie too. He doesn't understand network effects. You know, I can quickly show you. So, of course, there's Peter Schiff. He is known as like a perma bear. I've even had heaps of Peter Schiff posts of showing you he's pretty much a laggard, a skeptic. He's a gold maxi. He's known as the gold bug. I made so many posts. Peter's really good. Peter, unfortunately, as well, is a sign that the crypto cycle's late. We've made this very popular post. You go down and see right here, Peter Schiff finally in crypto, using crypto just for the art part, okay? But he still says it's worth zero, but you can't knock that part out, okay? He's still using it, all right? So I have the gold chart here, and gold, after its ETF, gold did a huge monster run. And everybody said this is just the beginning of the cycle, but I know this looks like a bit like a crypto chart, but this is monthly time frame. This looks like a chart that crypto does on a daily or a weekly. Okay, gold is on the monthly. So you have multiplied the time frame by 5 to like 10. It's insane how long this has taken. I mean, 10 years, 4,700 days. So why is Peter still in this? Why does he still like fiercely defend it? And the answer is just because of the money supply. He says, well, gold is better to hold than US money. And he's right when it comes to that. Unfortunately, they're manipulating the price of gold. And it's not so linear out there, friends, because it's all about the network effect. It does not matter what they actually do when it comes to printing. All that matters is what the people think they're doing when it comes to printing. There's a complete difference. Because if people, you're a person here, okay, and you are observing what's happening out there, you're looking at the money. You're like, if you don't know that it's getting printed as bad, you stay in the network. You don't leave the network. Metcalfe's law, it's all about the nodes in the network and everything's connected, okay? You stay in the network, friends. Now, on the surface, it seems obvious. But when we dig deeper, you'll find out specifically why Uncle Petey has failed to understand this. And I just want to let you know, friends, there might come a point in our lives where we see the hot new thing and we're like, you know what, that's poop, right? I said that about JPEGs, okay? I'm completely aware of the game. I denied JPEGs. People were telling me to welcome JPEGs in my heart, and I said, absolutely no. And I'm like, there has to be something going on here, but I only figured it out in the bear market when it was too late. But I knew it was a bubble. I knew like it's over. It's the JPEGs, man. Okay, so, and I've shared all this information here for you. So let's read this together. Look at this. If our dear Uncle Peter Schiff was watching my YouTube channel, he's going to get the answers he seeks. So what are we talking about? Look at this. Okay, there's a conversation here. If we read it here, okay. So Uncle Peter Schiff. So Elon Musk rebranded Twitter, X, Twitter, who cares, okay? So Uncle Peter says, I'm curious. If you intended to rebrand Twitter, why did you buy it in the first place? I would have thought most of the value was in the brand. If you wanted your own social network similar to Twitter, why didn't you just launch X as a startup? It would have been much cheaper. Do you see? Look at this, friends. Next one, you have Mr. Wolves. He's saying, yeah, but who cares? Because you think Bitcoin was overvalued at $3,000. And Peter Schiff says, it was with a full stop. So it's obviously just tongue-in-cheek here, okay? Now, what's he actually talking about when we come to this? Like, he doesn't understand network effects, okay? He's a very intelligent man. He can understand network effects. It's just he's thinking, okay, make a website. Oh, now you have your brand. What he's doing is he's looking at the tangible. He's looking at the logo. A logo is just an item, and a name is just an item. You can fork that anywhere. I can go make my own website. But what you can't fork are the 400 million people in the network. Let's continue. And I'm going to show you this right now, okay? Look at this. Uncle Petey still doesn't understand the network effects or the pricing mechanism behind them. He doesn't, okay? Elon Musk did not buy a Twitter brand. He actually bought 400 million daily active users. That's what he bought. He didn't buy just a name. He bought 400 million people going to a website. I know it sounds so crude and basic, but that's actually what it is. There are 400 million monkeys clicking somewhere, and you've bought the place that they click. Now, you might think this is absurd, but no, this is actually what crypto is. Okay, crypto is the same thing. If you buy into a project or a community, you are buying into where everybody holds, where everybody stores their wealth, where everybody thinks they're going to be treated right. Why are they joining this network? All these answers, right, they become more clear as we continue. So the network of nodes is all that matters. In this case, it was 400 million people. It's literally irreplaceable. It's not how much money it makes. So you might say, well, at the end of the day, it wasn't making that much money. But friends, I was like you at one point, okay? I was like saying, I remember when WhatsApp was purchased for like $1 billion or something. I was like, how the hell does anybody pay that amount of money for something like that? It is stupid. That makes absolutely no sense. How is this just thing chatting to each other $1 billion? It's based off the network, the people in there. You can't fork this. You're buying literally a religion. How much do you think it would cost to buy Christianity or Judaism or Islam or Buddhism? How much, do you ever thought about that? Think about this. Think about the pricing. You're like, wait a minute. I get to buy a religion, which means you are buying grandparents teaching their children and then their children teaching their children. You're buying multiple generations of people being indoctrinated into the religion, the teachings, the branding, the stories. You can't even put a price on them. Do you see what I mean? So you can fork the religion. You can just go make another religion, but you can't replace the people teaching their children at birth the knowledge, the stories, the religious artifacts, all of these, okay? This is what you can't replicate. And that's why religion, communities, networks, this is all crypto, all right? All of it is crypto. They are one and the same. They're networks. N for networks, okay? Networks. That's what the future is because we're all going digital, friends. We are all digital. We're not limited to geographical location now. Me and you were purchasing stuff through the internet. We were purchasing services, NFTs, luxury goods. This is why NFTs are life-changing. You ever wonder why NFTs are life-changing? It's because you don't have to go to your store to buy a shoe now and for like 500 people to see it. You can go buy your NFT shoe or your NFT luxury item and everyone's like, whoa! You're reaching a wider audience. It's all about the network, okay? So the market is smart. It values a group of people based on the theoretical assumption that you could attain value out of them. And the example I use is always the same one. You have a megaphone and there is a house and the house has 1 million people in there. You can literally tell everybody in this house anything you want. You can say, hey, buy this lipstick, buy this squeaky chair, buy these new fluoro orange fluffy slippers. They will pay attention. They're all going to one website. They're all going to one place. They all own one community coin, all one ticker, one vision. It's a network. Everyone is in the network, okay? That's why it's valued. Even though they don't buy anything now, the market's not stupid. The market knows, hey, wait a minute. I would be stupid to give this to you for free. You try get 1 million people in a house together, a religion, a community, a network. You try to do that. See how hard that is, right? So that's why Metcalfe's law exists. It's to show you that this happens, okay? Now, this is the fundamental premise of it. So now we know Elon Musk bought a network. Bitcoin is also a network. Yes, it was. So Uncle Peter Schiff, right? This is his fundamental problem. The issue with Uncle Peter Schiff and why he has his dilemma is like, the price is going up because people are buying Ponzi's. Okay. But what he's failing to understand is he's watching the Bitcoin price when he should be watching the number of people in the network. And luckily for you, because you're a pumpkin pie, I can actually give you real numbers. Isn't it funny? All of this theory, like, just theory. No, it's not. It actually works, okay? When Bitcoin was $3,500, we had roughly 30 million people. And here is the Bitcoin price chart, right? Now, I think it was around here. You had roughly 30 million people, friends, in Bitcoin network. Isn't that crazy? 30 million people. So, we can actually write that down, right? It's very interesting to see. 30 million people. 30 million people, right? And I remember those numbers because I remember looking for reasons to be bullish. Remember, because I went all in down here. I went all in. Now, I was already in a bit. I was like, I got to go all in, right? And I remember it was getting double-digit growth every month. And everyone was saying, well, you never find anything like this. Because, of course, yeah, everybody's bearish. But if you go looking, of course, there's 5% of us who are on the contrarian side. Like, wait a minute, let's look at the other side. Okay, not that the other side necessarily right 100%, but let's just look at the other side. You had 30 million people. Okay, 30 million Bitcoin people in the network. Interesting. Do you know how much we have today? About 100 million people. 100 million people. Okay, do you want to know how high the price went? So if you just go, wait a minute. If we increased the user base by about 9x, 10x, right? No, sorry, 3x. If you increase the user base, friends, we've got to go to the user base. The user base went up about 3x-ish. Well, you just do 3 squared because that's what happens to the value. The value made is actually the number of people squared. So we're going to get 3 squared, right? So we're going to get 3 squared equals 9. Isn't that funny how we go from like roughly 3,500 times like 9 is around 31,000. Now, this is just a complete fluke. I'm just using these numbers to show it to you because we do deviate. We actually went above fair value and then below it, and then we came back down. People leave the network. People join the network. It's not completely static. It is moving. But it's to kind of show you an imaginary thing in your head. See, I thought when we had 30 million people, I thought we were going to get to 300 million. That's what I thought. So I was wrong. Okay, so the magic is not saying, okay, we're going to go up a lot. That's not the magic. The magic is trying to guess how many people are going to be in the network. That's the magic. That's the forecast, okay? It's like just like the same thing with companies. It's not that this company is going to be good. You're trying to forecast, okay, how much money are these guys actually going to make in the future? You're trying to find the actual number. You never really know. You're trying to guess the future. That's why it's so hard. That's why most people are better off just like taking a long-term approach. Okay? So it's cool to see now. Bitcoin has 100 million people and we went up roughly where we should be. But of course, it's not so simple because if you might say this, I had someone who said to me, hey, if I can see this, how come there's discrepancy with the Bitcoin Maxis? But this is where you got to really put your thinking cap on, all right? You got to put your cute beanie on because at the end of the day, we have 100 million people. But the Bitcoin Maxis, they will say we are onboarding 2.5 billion people with a B, 25 times higher. Okay, so yeah, literally, if you do 25 times 25, you get 625x. If you do that by $30,000 price, you have your 10 to 20 million dollar Bitcoin. That's where they get all these prices from, friends. That's where, see how it all comes, where it comes together? They're like, yes, if we onboarded the entire world into Bitcoin, we get our $10 million, which means everybody in all the network, all the money printing, everything comes in. Not going to happen. Maybe it does happen. I don't know. Maybe in 100 years it happens. But you can see how long these things take. I mean, the US empire is going to defend itself to the very end. It's not going to just go, well, let's just go in. Even though people say there's a game theory about it, we're going to see what happens as time goes on, okay? Yeah, wouldn't it be great if just Bitcoin went to 10 million? But I'm just showing you that these things, they have a path, and it's all about how many people you believe. Because in the Bitcoin Maxi camp, of course, look what they say. They say, look, we had 10 people in the network. We had Satoshi, and then we had Hal Finney, and then we had like 5 other people. We started with like 1, 2, 3, 5 people. Then we grew to 1,000, 100,000, a million, 10 million. Now we're at 100 million people. What do they say comes next? They say next is 1 billion people. Of course, 1 billion people's next. Of course they're going to say that, friends. Is it coming next? I hope so, because all our bags get pumped. But at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. Now you can see the discrepancy Peter Schiff has. So we're not here to judge, we're here to show you. Uncle Petey, he's looking at this network and he's saying, like, it's worth nothing. Like, he's literally giving it a 0 value. But you know, you're a silly willy if you do this, friends. We know that markets do give a value to networks, even though there's no cash flow. Okay, the market is smarter. The collective mindset of everybody is smarter than maybe just one person trying to think they have the upper hand. You know, we also have some interesting comments to finish it off, friends. We have Mr. Here saying as well, the quality of data unfiltered when brought, they filter out the good stuff. He gets the raw data gold mine. So, not sure. I mean, yes, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to information like this, we're trying to see who knows what they're talking about, who doesn't. But also, when people don't know what they're talking about, I'm here to share with you. That's why I'll show you my videos, friends. Like, subscribe, bell button on. I share with you all this information to share with you. Okay, why are they wrong? It's not just, okay, they're wrong. We want to learn, okay, what don't they see? Okay, what don't they see? I don't think it's nice or respectful to yourself to say, oh, well, that person's old or that person's young. Okay, that's not enough. And we have Mr. Conquer Finance. Also saying, Peter Schiff will learn one day, sir, one day. Maybe he learns one day. He probably is too far in deep, you know. Also, Mr. Crypto Baller. Mr. Crypto Baller shares information. Old dog, new tricks. Yes, it's not so easy because one day we're going to be the old dogs. We're not going to be able to see it, okay? JPEGs came along. I denied JPEGs, okay? The JPEGs. But now we know, friends, that they're network effects. It's not that it's a JPEG. It's people put a picture up and they go, oh, I want to be part of the community. That's why JPEGs have value. It's because the picture represents your ticket into the community. That's all it is. It's not like it's some sort of revolutionary new thing, even though it looks different. You see what I mean? It looks different. But one day, we're going to go so far off the rails, we're not going to know how the hell anything has any value or how values have switched. Okay? And let's pray that this comes in the form of meme coins or other parabolic price behavior so that we get a chance to see that euphoria and hopefully change our lives in a positive way from it. Tell mum and dad we still love them. Doesn't matter if they're on our side or Uncle Petey's side. We're all going to make it. Like, subscribe, bell button. I'm going to catch you in the next one.